they were saying like rule number one, like don't touch Adrian, like that type stuff, like for real. Rule number one, don't touch Adrian. Rule number two, don't touch Adrian. No.
What's going on, guys? This is a new podcast. It's not a minute till 6 this time. This is year one with Mark Haynes. I'm your host, Mark Haynes. You can find me at MH the Champ on Twitter, Instagram, everything. Today, I'm here with a guy who I share a few things with. You know, he's from my hometown of Fresno, California. We Valley boys. We Pisces, and
Okay.
he goes by the name of Eric Kendricks, number 54 for the Minnesota Vikings All-Pro. Eric Kendricks, how's it going, bro?
Going well. How you doing?
I'm good. And you know, I said Pisces or whatever. So before we get started, I want to make sure, you know, I'm gonna put you on the hot seat for a little bit, and I want to make sure you go tell me the truth about things. So, first question I want to ask you is, how old are you?
I'm 28, but technically I'm 7 years old because my birthday's on leap year. So
Yeah,
I get a birthday every 4 years. This past year I had my 28th birthday, which is, you know, every 4 years, you know, 4 times 7. So it's 28. So it's kind of weird. That's how you kind of do the math.
See, now we know we're getting all the truth, because that's what I was looking for. I was gonna call you out if you said you was 28, but yeah, my birthday is February 27th. So
okay, cool.
Right there. So
that's super close.
Yeah. I looked that up yesterday actually. But first question I got for you: do you remember your first career sack, and who was the quarterback you sacked in the NFL?
I do. My first sack was actually Peyton Manning, which is kind of crazy. It kind of happened randomly. Like I wasn't really blitzing, you know, but it turned into a blitz, and all of a sudden he was just right in front of me. And I thought, I think my first sack, you always think that it's crush the quarterback, make him fumble, whatever. He kind of just saw me coming, and he kind of just fell down, and I kind of tagged him on the ground. So it really wasn't like, it wasn't as satisfying as I wanted it to be, but it was still dope.
Yeah, right. And that's Peyton Manning, man. The first sack against an all-time great like that. And we're gonna move along. We're gonna keep this real quick. When getting drafted, what was the first thing you did after getting drafted?
First thing I did after getting drafted was definitely celebrate with some of my teammates and, you know, some of my friends, like, and my family for sure. We were drinking a little bit, had a little food, and it was kind of like just a celebration of, you know, the hard work I put in. And so I would definitely say, you know, I celebrated with my loved ones. You know, I feel like it's good to smell the roses every once in a while, just for a second, right before you get back to work.
Yes, sir. And when you got well, maybe not your first check, but during your rookie season, when you got your first, few checks, what was the first big purchase you made that you regretted?
It's crazy to say that, because it's like, I don't know if I really regret it, but it hurt me at the time, kind of paying for it, because my first big purchase was actually an insurance policy that I got my senior year in college. So, you know, it's pretty crazy to sound, you know, but I had got a few injuries that had surgeries on, and then I decided to play my senior year, and it was kind of like they kind of knew that I had a chance to go to NFL, and I kind of wanted some protection, you know, for my body if I got injured, you know, and couldn't play anymore. So I took out an insurance policy, and my first checks in the NFL, like, that was by far the most money thing I ever spent money on. And it was just, you know, I couldn't even see it. You know what I mean? I couldn't touch it. It was just kind of something that was like protecting me. And, you know, like I said, it sucked paying it, because, you know, I ended up not getting hurt and everything worked out, but it was nice having that security. So I don't know if I really regret it, but, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy to think that can happen in college when I didn't have any money either.
Right. Yeah, that is. And you just basically, you know, it was a good investment, but you basically just threw it away.
Yeah, you know, it's crazy how they can invest in college athletes. Like, they know that what they're worth, but in a sense, it's like they're not getting paid as such while they're in college, but they're worth a certain amount. It's kind of crazy concept.
Right. And once you got to the NFL, your rookie season, because that's what this interview is going to be all about, your rookie season. Who was the first person you met that kind of had you starstruck?
Obviously I played with Adrian Petereson on my team, and that was kind of a big deal because I've seen him put in work, but I felt like it was my teammate, and I kind of it was kind of felt different. But like the first person that really, like, I would say had me starstruck, but I didn't really meet him, was when I seen Ben Roethlisberger on the other sideline, because when I grew up, like, that was my favorite quarterback. And it was crazy to just see. We were playing in the Hall of Fame game, and it was crazy. I was like, damn, like, he wasn't even playing, but I was like, damn, that's Big Ben. Like, those are the Steelers logos on the side of the helmet. Like, damn, I've always wanted to be in this situation. It was just the whole, like, it was the whole thing. I see, I think it's pretty crazy. I still try to every time I play now, I still try to have that same feeling of, damn, like, that's the Dallas Cowboys. You know what I mean? That's the,
Right.
It's pretty crazy feeling. I just try not to take it for granted. Because that's what I always wanted.
And you were drafted. This is I ain't let you know about this question yet, but you were drafted, what, one pick before your brother was drafted? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Did
like
you,
a few years later.
Yeah, a few years later, but one pick ahead of him. Did you, in the midst of celebrating with family and friends, did you shoot him a text like, "Hey, bro, I got you"?
No, he was there. He was there with me. So he was there with me, and it was just kind of like, honestly, that was like the last thought. You know what I mean? But then I feel like once we look back, because once it naturally when I got drafted, it was like natural to look back and see, oh damn, like, two brothers did this, and it was like, damn, he really got picked. One pick over, and it was like, that just shows you, like, it's cool, because I feel like me and my brother, we're both obviously from Fresno. We're both kind of been the underdogs. We always put in work, and it's like, to see us go kind of around the same number, it was just kind of crazy. Just like, I feel like it's weird. Like, I got that advantage because I was able to see him progress as a young man, as well as, like, as an athlete. And I gotta kind of do what I knew was right based on things he did, and avoid things that he made mistakes on. And, like, I had all those advantages playing into my part. So, like, it was pretty cool to see, even though I did go one above him, like, we were right there together, but it's like, it was like poetic justice to me.
Yeah. That's dope. And when transitioning to the NFL, from college to the NFL, what was the biggest, hardest part about transitioning from college to the NFL level?
Obviously you're starting at the bottom of the totem pole again, you know what I mean? But in a sense, I thought that was a beautiful thing, you know what I mean? I thought it was a new, fun, refreshing game, but I felt like, mentally it was different for me. You know what I mean? I had to like gain so much more information mentally, and it was like, I saw the business aspect of things, and I saw, how it was just a little bit different, but I try to keep it always the same. But definitely, just being a whole rookie again, and, like, you're in a new place you've never been. You're with new teammates. You're just trying to like prove to everybody, that you belong, kind of, in a sense. And it's kind of like a heavy feeling at times, but you can kind of do two things with it. You know what I mean? You can kind of see it as a challenge, and I decided to just attack it.
Right. And then we all grew up playing the video game John Madden. It ain't even called John Madden no more. It's just Madden now. But I was a decent athlete when, out of Fresno, California. I played football as well. Obviously I wasn't as talented as you because I ain't make it to the NFL. But making it to the NFL is one thing. Making it onto Madden, that's another thing. What was that like for you?
Man, crazy. I really don't play it like that, but it's pretty cool. There's some dudes out there with long hair, 54 on the jersey. People send me like little clips of them getting like pick sixes and stuff, fumbles and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Like, yeah, I used to play a lot when I was a kid, and man, it's insane. It's insane.
Do you remember your first rating?
It was probably so trash because my ratings just started getting decent like recently. But I assume it was so bad.
So did that give you a little extra chip on your shoulder? You got to show the gamers
No, like for
what's
real,
up?
like you got to do things like you got to play well, like you got to do crazy stuff in real life to be like make your Madden rating go up, like, and that's at the end of the day, like that's what we play for. No,
Right. That's big. Forget the money, forget
like,
the
man,
wins. It's about Madden.
I just want my Madden rating to go up. No, it's frustrating when you see someone like you're rated to a certain number. You know what I mean? But in the same breath, like it's a game. Like we really out here doing this, playing, trying to win Super Bowl. So it's cool.
And one last question before I get you out of here, let you go. I know you're a busy man, and I got you on your bye week, so I know you want to rest. But you mentioned your rookie season and being teammates with Adrian Petereson, and we know in the NFL, practice go a little slower. But did you ever have any head-on collisions in practice with AP that
Man,
you could?
I remember. I think it was in OTAs. It was like mini camp my first rookie year. So it was like, I had just got out of college, just got drafted. Like it was a mini camp before we go to training camp in August. But they were saying like rule number 1, like don't touch Adrian, like that type stuff. Like for real. Rule number 1, don't touch Adrian. Rule number 2, don't touch Adrian. No. So that was my mindset going into practice. Like I'm stay away from him, whatever. And there was one play where I was running and I was chasing him he had the ball and I was chasing him like on a sweep it was like a press or something. So it was a little bit wide. And I got there and I was right in front of him and I just kind of like just gave myself up like this. and he literally just ran right through the middle of me. Boom! We have no pads on, nothing. And I was just like kept running over me. I was just like, that was so unfair. That was so like for me to be told not to hit him and then for him to do that, I felt so disrespected. I felt so disrespected, but it was like, what could I do? I was a youngin, and it was like, I couldn't do nothing but shut up.
That's funny. That's hilarious, man. Well, man, hey, bro, I appreciate you for stepping by, jumping on year 1 with me and talking with me about your rookie season. I wish nothing but blessings and everything for the rest of your career and the rest of this season. If there's anything, you got going on or any shout outs you want to say, if you want to say to your brother, Mike, I got you, I'm better, blah, blah, blah. This is the time to do it.
No, man, just just spread love, man, for real. I don't really know what to say. Shout out to Fresno, all my people there, no doubt. And spread love to everybody. Try to be nice. Try to lend a hand. Try to help somebody out mentally, physically. If you can give $1 or $2, whatever. Just look out for everybody. Take care.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And that was Minnesota Vikings All-Pro Linebacker number 54, Eric Kendricks, Fresno, California. He's 28 or 7 years old, one of them, whichever one you want to call him. And this is year 1, and we out.